Live. Okay, so it should be live now. You know,
There we
peace,
go.
peace, family. This is Brandon B. Dixon. Y'all tuning into our first live Power of Ownership podcast. So I got my guest host Steven Contreras.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Stephen Contreras here, geologist in Houston, Texas, 32nd degree Scottish Rite Mason, rocking a Game of Thrones t shirt, even though last season wasn't very good. But thanks for having me.
Right. And for those who don't know me, I'm gonna let people get a chance to come in. So we're gonna, we're not gonna rush it. The introduction here because live you got to, wait for a few people to come in. It takes like a minute for to notify everybody. I hadn't even got the notification yet.
I've
Are
never
you
gone.
subscribed to the channel? Are you subscribed to the channel?
Yeah, I'm subscribed. What's up?
Well, let me know when you get your notification that we're live. I hadn't got mine yet, so
I can't. I
So
can't move. I can't move it because if I move it, then it messes up my camera.
gotcha. Well, I'm gonna introduce myself again. Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a Polish author, serial entrepreneur, um, mortgage broker, also sales trainer. So we've been doing the Power of Ownership podcast now for like a year and something. This is we've been slowly but surely progressing. Going from strictly audio. We started the YouTube channel about 2 months ago. We've been doing shows on Facebook Live and YouTube, dumping the footage. Now we're going to do live shows. We want to do probably live shows a couple of times a week and maybe once a month, once or twice a month. Probably have you have something going like some feedback. Are you like watching it online?
Yeah. I'm watching it right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
yeah. I can hear the feedback.
Yeah.
I have to turn that down.
Okay. Is that better or?
Let me. Yeah, that's better. 100%. Yeah. Any feedback, anytime you watch it live or anything like that, it gets some type of feedback. I can still hear it a little bit,
So okay.
but I turn it all the way down. I'll cut it all completely. You know. So yeah, I still can hear it. I still can hear it.
Yeah, that's I think that's just the machines I have going in the background.
Not because I can hear you perfect. I get a feedback when it comes to me. Let me see if I cut
What
my mic.
what do you mean feedback? Like
I can hear myself repeated.
oh okay.
So it's not that bad. I turn my mic down a little bit. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I get
Can
a
you hear
little bit
me?
of yeah. I get a little bit of feedback. That's fine. Um, let's open up the chat. See if we get anybody to chat. Let me know how. Can you get into the chat as well?
Um I can try. I don't know how to do that. Let me see.
It's the blue button at the top left hand corner right there. It's
Okay.
live chat. All right, so I'll put it in the live chat here. But yeah, we're gonna start doing these shows, like I said, more often now. Because what happens is it took so far. We're both was like 30 minutes away from my office. You're a little bit farther, right? How far were you away from my office?
Yeah, I live in the north side of Houston, Woodlands area.
How long it took you to get to the office?
Hour and 10 minutes.
To my office?
To your office it's longer. It's like an hour 15.
Wow, that's what I'm saying. So this cuts out a lot of time. We can, so this doing the live show cuts out a lot of time. That way it's easier to produce a show and produce content. Then, uh, like I said as well, I don't know, this feedback is bothering the shit out of me, man.
Yeah, you know what I did this morning? I went and ran 3.5 miles to start
Uh-huh.
my day. Felt pretty good. It's a nice day outside.
Hold on, let me see if I can fix this feedback. Let me see something. I don't know why it's sticking. You sound perfect on my end. I'm not sure why I had this feedback.
What kind of microphone are you using?
I'm using the laptop microphone. Hmm. Gosh, not exactly 100% sure. It got to be on your end. When you mute yourself, I don't hear it anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah. When you mute yourself, I don't hear it anymore. I don't know.
Hmm?
I think it just went away. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's get into the topics here. Um, I don't. I don't see where I'm at live here. I didn't get the notification. I'm gonna say. Let me see if I can find myself live here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I see it. We're live. We're live. So let's do it and start the show. And hopefully we get some people to join us and get our some people to join and subscribe here while we go live. Um, I wanted to talk about today since we recorded last week, but we got censored or cut off some kind of way. I kind of went too deep. We talked about the chakras a little bit, and we kind of expanded from there. We're gonna touch on the chakras again today, and then we're gonna veer off into something else a little bit. And for those who first tuning in, who didn't catch us live, the Power of Ownership podcast is we talk about ownership of properties, businesses, intellectual properties, and we tie it into ownership of the mind, body, and soul. So we take the unseen realm and bring it into the seen realm, and we're the bridge that's across there. So we want to kind of teach y'all how to use the unseen realm and manifest things in the seen realm to prosper and to
Yeah, just try to shape our own realities, right?
correct, and that's true ownership of your mind, body, and soul. Being a creator, being a mini creator. Um, we touched on the chakras. I'm gonna go ahead and let Steven break it down here. Go ahead and break down what's the chakra system, and go ahead and so on and so forth, and kind of for the novices amongst us.
Yeah, so just for chakra, basic chakra training, like 101, most people have never heard of the word chakra or don't know what they are. But there's just
I don't know. We might have lost him here. Hold on a second. Again, pardon us, family. It's the first live show, so we're working out all the kinks and the bugs. I don't know. We lost him, so I'm gonna talk until he comes back on. Um, Basically, the chakra system for those who are novices started back, you know, as far as we know, in ancient Kemet, in ancient Egypt, even traced back then. I don't know. We lost you as soon as you started talking.
Yeah, I think it's my phone. I think it's overheating because the camera's been on too long.
Right. But yeah, go ahead. And we as soon as you start talking, it went out. So start
Okay,
from the top.
so basic chakra training, or what chakras are these in our bodies. We have these little wheels inside of us, and each of them are a color representing the colors of the rainbow, the 7 colors. And it starts with the three lower chakras: the root chakra, the sexual chakra, and then the solar plexus, the yellow chakra. Right? The root chakra is our animalistic state, our animal-based nature. It's our base form of being a human being, and it's rooted in the color red, and it's represented with the tailbone. The sexual chakra is the orange chakra, and is our animalistic desires that we are trying to. It's our animal. I guess more. It's like animal instinct. Would you say? Right?
Right.
It's like what is. It's like how animals see our purpose of being on this planet, and it's represented orange as with the sexual organs. And then we have the solar plexus, the yellow chakra, and this is the chakra that controls your digestion, your overall health, your wellness. Everything comes through the stomach and the gut. And if your gut's not healthy, then your body's not healthy. Say if like your pancreas isn't working correctly, you're gonna die. So like these three chakras are very important. It starts with the root chakra, the sexual chakra, and the solar plexus, the yellow chakra. And then it moves to the center chakra, which is the heart chakra. And you want to talk about the heart chakra?
I mean, the heart chakra is one of the keys to the higher realm, the higher chakras in this physical plane, in this third density, and it's the key to um, the upper ones because what happens is once you once you activate that, you go through a transformation. You start to see that there's no differentiation amongst all living beings; that it's all a part of one consciousness. We're under the illusion of separate consciousness, but it has to be that way in order for us to experience what we need to experience. So once you unleash that heart chakra, which is charity, which is compassion, which is empathy, which is self-sacrifice, which is the lamb, the feeling, the innocence, then you're able to look at things from a different lens. That's why it goes to the upper chakras, which the next one is the throat chakra. Now you're able to speak a different language. You're able to speak the truth. You're able to speak things into existence. You're able to talk about things you never talked about before, and it makes sense. You're able to translate stuff to people that you're able to make complex things simple. You
Yeah,
know,
but if
so
yeah, with the throat chakra, it's associated with the thyroid too, and it's saying like if someone hasn't accessed the throat chakra correctly, it actually can be pretty negative to the body. Wouldn't you say?
right, right. And but it all the key is to start with is the heart. A lot of people that I see are stuck on the base chakra. They're stuck on the root, the first two, the solar plexus, and the actual root. Or the actual excuse me, first three actually. They're kind of stuck in those, and they have no compassion. They have no empathy for fellow human beings.
They they
So
they live in the world of the ego.
right. They believe that they're individual, and they hadn't progressed past that. We're going to talk more about this, in the second segment. But go ahead and finish the rest of the chakras, and then we'll dive more into how it relates, you know, uh, more. So go ahead. I know you froze up. All right. Well, since he's frozen, I'm gonna keep talking. The next after the throat is the actual third eye chakra, or the first eye, some people call it, which is the pineal gland. And to me, the pineal gland is one of the keys to getting online. Like, if you looked at shows before, we talked about how the human body and the brain is like a cell phone or like our hardware. And to get online, it's a whole nother animal, it's a whole nother beast, it's a whole nother entity once it's online. Has a whole bunch of infinite possibilities. And that World Wide Web is like the divine consciousness of the Most High. You're able to tap into that, and you do that through the pineal gland, because the pineal gland is one of the centers, the antennas to the other realm. And that's there goes your Christ consciousness, so on and so forth. All of that stuff, we have to go on so long to actually cover all that stuff. But next is the crown chakra. That's the illuminator. That's the first one that's technically outside of your body. That's on the crown of your head, and showing you that's the bridge to the next world, the quote unquote spiritual world. I don't like to use that word because spirit means breath. If you really look at the etymology of spirit, so but for lack of a better term, it's that bridge. If you ever see the Vesica Pisces, which is the two circles, and in between those two circles, you have this part that represents, some people call that the Jesus fish. What that really represents, you see the same thing over and over with different symbols, and we can't get into that because that's what got us in trouble last time. One circle stands for 360 degrees of knowledge in the physical plane. The other circle stands for 360-degree knowledge in the spiritual plane, for lack of better words. And you are supposed to be that bridge, or some people call it the Christ consciousness, or the Buddha, the Vishnu, the Krishna, or whatever. But really it represents you in the physical, your potential. So that's what the crown chakra is. That's the bridge to that spiritual knowledge. We're saying all that to say this, that if you don't understand the chakra system, which is one of the basic things that about the human system that you can do, these energy portals, you need to do some studying on that. Again, we might do a presentation. I wouldn't guarantee it because we're so busy with other stuff. So this is some of the basic stuff that you guys need to research on your own. Not only I would research the chakras, but I would research the 7 hermetic principles as well. So getting some of that basic stuff down, then tune back into the podcast, because we give you bits and pieces, but we give you bringing it down to you on a novice level. But some things is so complex, or it can't be done within an hour or half an hour show. You have to have that basic understanding, and then come on back, and then you can follow us a little bit better if you're not there yet. But learn about the chakra systems. Learn about the. Hold on one second, family. Hold on a second. All right, so the next thing I want to kind of tie in, and we're waiting on Steven to come back in. His phone's overheating, so we'll wait for him to come back in. But so I'll go slow. I don't want to talk too much. The next thing is going with. I talked on that my vlog that I have. I have a vlog that is supposed to be daily, but it winds up being 2 or 3 times a week. Micro vlogs. And it's called APE, All Positive Energy, daily. And what I talk about is something positive. Something that's on my mind, and try to spin it to a positive. I talked about this week on maturation, the maturation process of maturity. And this ties right along into the chakras. The reason a lot of people have not reached a certain level of maturation or maturity is because they are stuck in those root chakras. You have to get your energy flowing in a certain direction, unlock that heart chakra. One of the best ways to do it from a novice standpoint is to start fasting and meditate. Start fasting and meditation. When you deny yourself food that allows your body to heal itself. Same thing when you're doing with meditation. When you deny yourself thought, it allows your body to reset or reboot itself. And that way you can get online or tap into online a little bit better. So for the quote unquote spiritual fasting, you need to do meditation. For the physical fasting, you need to do fasting. Start off with a day, start off with 2 days, start off with however makes you comfortable. Then go from there. This will allow yourself your system to kind of cleanse itself and reboot itself. Once you do that, now you can start priming yourself to start focusing your energies, the lower energies, and start rising those energies above. But if you're that type of person that's go from comfort to comfort, you're a drug addict, you're a food addict, you're a porn addict, you're a sex addict, you're a gossip addict, you're whatever. You can't control your language. You need to start. You'll never get to the heart chakra. If you scatterbrain, you're all over the place. You can't focus. That's another symptom of you're not right. Your software, your hardware is out of date, and you need to update to put it in layman's terms. And the best way to do that is to fast and meditate. Once you do that, you can align your energies back. And I see a lot of adults, and don't get discouraged. It's not that we're cracking on you. It's not that we're putting you down. It's a lot of adults that are stuck in their root chakras, and they just don't know any better. They don't know anything that's higher than that. They think everything is fine. So don't get discouraged. So a lot of people, a lot of grown folks. But once you get to that maturation process, once you get to climbing up the chakra wheels and get to that heart, that's when everything's going to change. Clean up your diet. Stop eating as much meat. Stop eating as much dead stuff, processed food. Same thing with food as far as information. The dead information is watching the mindless stuff on TV. The housewives of such and such. I don't even know what's on. The mindless garbage that's on TV. That's your processed food as far as your mental food. Start reading books. Start reading and not just Twitter feeds and Instagram feeds. Start reading actual books. Jog your mentality. Work your mentality out. Also work out. Get some sunlight. Sunlight is direct information. So get sunlight. All this is stuff that's necessary for to get you to that next level. Without that next level, you will never get to the higher realm, and you'll never get to the higher consciousness where you can start manipulating this reality. Remember, power is when you could create your own reality, and not only create your own reality, but have people buy into your reality. That's true power. If you can't get to those higher realms, you're basically powerless. You don't have control over your life. You're reactionary, meaning that you react to whatever happens, and you don't have any control. You start to control your life once you get to those higher chakras, and you can start being the puppet master, where you can start controlling everything you see. Or controlling what other people see, perception. So it's maturity. I see some people that's 40, 50 years old still acting like teenagers.
Hey,
I see,
I have to fix my camera real quick. Hold on.
shit, no worries. But I'm gonna keep talking while you're doing that.
Okay.
So I see people 40, 50 years old that's still stuck into a teenage, adolescent mind frame. With that being said, you'll never get out of your root chakras. First thing, the mind controls the body. You have to start eliminating stuff out of your diet. What I mean, mental diet, like the garbage, the gossip, the TV shows, and start watching something like lectures, like TED Talks, and something that's going to make you better, especially if you're trying to get in business. So TED Talks, something inspirational. Not just your reverends on the weekend, something that's going to actually help you intellectually.
Yeah, or some muscle, right?
Right. Well, mental muscle we're talking about. You got it all ties it together. Not only with the physical food, but you have to intake mental food as well.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
garbage mental.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry
go
to
ahead.
cut you off, but I mean, I think I heard you say that like most people don't mature until even in their 40s or 50s, and it's true. Like most people don't leave their high school mind state, right?
Correct.
That's why we have high school reunions every like 10 or 20 years or whatever, you know.
Right. A lot of people stuck in. I don't know if you've seen my blog this week. I talked about on eight all positive energy daily. I talked about people that's stuck into that high school mentality, stuck into an immature state, and those are pretty much like a lot of the haters because you're it's wicked to not. I'm not going to worry about and focus on the better of myself. I'm going to focus on trying to tear somebody else's world down. Instead of trying to build my world up, I'm going to try to tear your world down. That's wicked.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And that
Yeah,
comes from immaturity.
yeah, and it's really sad to see like people around you. They'll like try to bring you down because they don't understand what you're trying to build. It's bigger than yourself, and they always think it's all about you. But you're actually trying to help everyone else, and they just don't see it that way, right? And so they'll do everything that they can to bring you down.
Well, if you understood, if you're a creator, recognizes another creator.
Hmm.
And if you're a creator, you respect what that other creator is trying to do.
And that's how it is every time. There's no hiding it, right?
Right. If you're a creator, I always respect what a Jay-Z's trying to do, Diddy, um, you know, even outside of entertainment, Damon John and all those guys that's
Joe Rogan,
entrepreneurs,
right?
Mark Cuban, all those guys. I respect what they're doing. They're creating their own reality. So if I'm trying to do the same, when do I have time or when do I have mental focus or energy to try to take them down or try to inhibit their progress? It doesn't make sense to me. And even if I see somebody that's in my cycle, because most of the hate comes from people that you know,
It's true.
um, that's even better. I will be more inspired if it was somebody close to me. That will put me on my game. So it's just hard to, like I said in the blog, is thank God I'm not a hater. It's not in me. It's never been. I never had those attributes. I'm always try to put the greatness in everybody, or try to see
Yeah.
everybody manifest greatness.
And that's our job, right? We're trying to help people see and how to build their worlds to what they want to be. And a lot of times it is about that mental focus. They get distracted, like we always talk about. The summer's coming up, and what's everyone getting ready to do? They're about to go barbecuing, and it's Memorial Day tomorrow. Rest in peace, all the people who fought and died for our country. And it's just sad because like it's just everyone's broken down into this culture that's just it's hard to get through sometimes, and hopefully people watching this will see like maybe I should stop and think and maybe reevaluate evaluate what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to build.
Well, it's hard for people to escape like what's been given to them. It's very very hard. Like they think this is normal. They think this is how it's supposed to be, and there's studies among studies that social pressure and social interaction is a real thing. So people do not want to be the oddball out socially. So the social, like peer pressure and stuff like that, that's a real thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I seen one YouTube video where there's they're going into a clinic, and every 3 minutes a bell rung, and everybody that was waiting in the clinic stood up and sat back down. And so the people come in and just look around. The first couple of bells they'll miss. By the third or fourth bell, they'll start getting up as well. And
And that's
then
just, yeah, that's the human condition, right? That's what consciousness is. I think they did
right,
a study. They did a study in Japan where they took
uh-huh,
these monkeys, right? They took these monkeys, and I forget what kind of monkeys are. They're Japanese monkeys, but like they're not native to eating fish, right? And so this one scientist taught this monkey to eat fish or catch a fish, and it took 3 generations for this one monkey to pass down those traits. But eventually, all the monkeys started to eat fish and catch the fish because they pass it down through their genetics through that idea of consciousness that we're trying to build.
right. So what sociologists have learned how to do is repeat that cycle and condense that cycle on a micro level through social engineering. So you could repeat that on a smaller scale with these social peer pressures and flashing images in your face. And this is a real thing. I don't want to get too deep in that, but I don't want to get too off the subject of maturity. But it's hard for people to mature when the system is set up social engineering wise for you to be an adolescent throughout your life. Does that make sense? Did you freeze? But I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate on that. Statistics show that, and in fact, that's why they call us minors or minorities, because most people hadn't never learned how to read. Literally, if you don't know about etymology and the etymon and know how to trace back the nucleus of words, you really don't know how to read because words change meanings over the course of time. So if you don't know nothing about etymology, this is the first time you're hearing about etymology, surprise, you can't really read. Most people don't know how to think for themselves. That's what talk shows are. That's what podcasts are coming about. That's why we call ourselves the reprogram. We're trying to reprogram the mind, trying to free your mind so you can create your own reality and not just regurgitate everybody else's reality or be not really a victim, be caught up in somebody else's reality the rest of your life. So we call this the reprogram. I know we can't delete the program, but I could insert a different program inside of your mind, and maybe you could go from there. Um, Secondly, a lot of people are caught up. They cannot read. They cannot think for themselves. So in turn, they can't create. So they're kind of stuck. The only way to start the process or reboot the program or reboot your system is to do the things I listed: fasting, meditation, denying oneself. That gives your body a chance to catch up. That gives your mind a chance to catch up. Then you start feeling it after you clean yourself, your body. It's like the planet. It's like the planet cleans itself, self cleans. The vagina is self cleaning. Your body has a reboot button, and your mind has a reboot button. It's self cleansing. So once you cleanse that, boom, now start putting good stuff in there. Start eating fresh veggies and non-GMO foods, and instead of fruit roll-ups, I eat actual fruit. Instead of watching Housewives of Louisiana or whatever, I don't even know what's on. Watch, a Dr. Sabi lecture or watch, a lecture with somebody, a TED talk or something to that effect. Kind of enhance your mind. Then you'll start to see the progress. Watch how rapidly also get sun in your diet, like literal sun. An hour a day, get in the sunlight, look at the sun. No, don't look at BS. Get in the sunlight, walk. Not just at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm talking about 11 to 1. Get out there in the sun where it's at a meridian height. Get that information, and then you'll start change a little bit. You'll see the difference. Not dwelling on that too long. I want to get into our next subject, which is community versus selfishness. It's a good segue. Um, Same thing. This all goes back tying it to crossing that bridge between the lower chakras and the higher chakras. I had a brother ask me the other day, trying to get light. Um, uh, and I asked him, well, what's your purpose on getting this light? What do you want to do with it? His answer was, oh, I just want to be enlightened. And I'm like, okay, well, enlightened for what? What do you want to? Why be enlightened? I just want to be enlightened. Okay, for why? I mean, what's the reason? I just want to be enlightened. Okay, well, you have no reason. Most likely, it's not going to manifest itself because there's no reason for it to manifest itself. This because you want it. So why? Usually, what happens is if you're building something, this is how this works. If you need something, asking you should receive, seeking you should find, knocking the doors should be open up to you. If you have something going on, but not just for selfish purposes, you're going to be stuck in the ground. I just want to know because I want to know. Well, what are you trying to build? I want to learn about how to build an airplane. Are you going to build one? No, but I just want to know about it. Well, most likely you're not going to, it's not going to go well. You can learn all you want, but it's not going to stick unless you apply it and become practical. So just like with school, that's why, resonate with us. Okay, cool.
Like two or 3 minutes, so I'm just going to say I'm just going to head out, and we'll try to fix it next time.
Got you. All right. Well, if you want to, I'm gonna finish this point. Then I'm gonna head out as well. If you want to plug anything real quick, and we really.
Well, I just want to update everybody with what happened with Camp Hope. We had a great turnout at the Houston Scottish Rite on May 18th. We ended up donating close to $10,000 for the veterans who came back with PTSD. And it's a really great cause. If anyone is in the Houston area and wants to check out the facilities, I'd recommend it. So.
Got you. Tell them plug your social and everything like that. Your social media.
Oh yeah, so you can find me at Stephen Contreras 90 on Instagram and Stephen Contreras on Facebook, and yeah, that's about it.
Got you. All right. Well, if you want to listen in on this point until your phone goes out or whatever, I was making this real cool point real quick. Let me get back to it. But what I was saying is that the bridge, the reason why people are stuck in between the bridge from the lower self and the higher self, they can't cross that bridge with the heart chakra, is because of selfishness. And I was talking to a brother the other day at Scottish Rite, and I was asking him, well, what do you want? What do you want this light for? And he was just like, all right, to be enlightened. Okay, you're gonna be enlightened, then what?
Right.
It's gonna be enlightened. Okay, well, that's how it works is that you have a trestle board and you make a plan, and then those tools will manifest itself. That's how this thing works. But if you want these tools and you're not building anything, most likely they'll never manifest themselves. Does that make sense?
Or to the profane, right? To the people who are not a study of the testaments, right? They end up using the power for ego instead of, I guess, the greater.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. And that's why if it's for ego, if it's for, hey, I know things and you don't, you will never get the full knowledge. You never get past the heart chakra. It's smart. It's not. You can't fake the funk, and try to get this stuff. It won't happen. And that's what I'm trying to explain to the brother. But again, with the ego, you can't hear, and your eyes only can see what your mind is ready to comprehend. Does that make sense?
And your ears can only hear what they can hear, right?
Yeah, your ears only can hear what you can hear. You only can comprehend what you can comprehend. You can't see what you can't see. So again, he's gonna be stuck in that root, that base, and you're never gonna understand this higher stuff. because you have no purpose on you. The people that's enlightened, my point is the people that's enlightened are enlightened for a purpose. They're not enlightened just to be enlightened.
Yeah, it's like,
You see
and
what I'm saying?
sometimes, yeah, sometimes the hardest thing is to figure out what that path is. Like you say, like lessons are lessons, right? Even failures are lessons. So sometimes, like when people become enlightened or whatever that may be, it's it's those lessons on how we get there, then making sure we take the right step to fulfill what it is we're meant to do. In my opinion,
Right. But like I said,
because there's
yeah,
really no doing, right? It's I mean, there's no like we just do, right? It's already planned out. So
right. Um, go ahead and talk. Let me answer this text real quick. Go ahead and expound on that real quick until you. Let me answer this text real quick.
okay, yeah. So I guess the journey of the chakras is the journey of life. Um, just taking it back to the beginning, and it's like you have to understand your base form first. It's like in Dragon Ball Z, Goku's first level form is his base form, and then when something happens, he loses control through the heart and he turns Super Saiyan. I know this is a anime reference, but it's still very practical to real life. It's like how to be able to become a master of self is through the heart and through the chakras, and it's an old Eastern philosophy, I'd say, not really a religion, but a philosophy. And if one is looking for more answers, I would start with looking for the seven chakras.
Right. Um,
Well, on that note, I'm out. My phone's about to overheat again.
got you. And I'm about to wrap it up here as well. You know, for as far as until you get a communal sense, until you get the all is one sense of mind, it's going to be hard to get into that heart chakra, which is the middle, and it'll be hard to get into that upper those upper chakras. And then, like I said earlier in the program, the crown chakra is the bridge from the physical to the spiritual. So even if you cross the heart chakra, you still got a long way to go before you even get to the spiritual realm. So that's one of the bases. So it is what it is on that note. But and that's one thing we lost. We had a communal sense at one point, and all of a sudden we became, and this is last 6,000 7,000 years, maybe 10,000 years. We all of a sudden became individuals. Where I got kings and pharaohs, and you guys are peasants and whatever. Once they started that, that's when you start seeing the separatists and the egos get out of control. If that makes any sense. So from there, I don't want to keep y'all too long. Again, hold on 1 second. Somebody keeps texting me on a Sunday. Um, I want to go ahead and wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this first live. I know it was bumps and bruises. So we got to get some things fixed. We're going to be coming more live because again, the logistics of it makes a lot more sense. We're going to be doing presentations. My book is out right now. Sales the Nucleus of Any Profession. Go ahead and cop that right now. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Second book will be out probably beginning early fall. Also, we have a third book that Stephen Contreras and I are working on. It's going to be out probably beginning of 2020. So be on the lookout for that. Pre-orders will probably be before the end of this year. My web series, my webinars, Six Figure Sales Success, could be out for the end of the summer. Mortgages are going crazy right now. If you need a mortgage or if you need an investment property or refinance, I'm licensed in Louisiana and Georgia, Colorado, Louisiana, Texas, Florida, California, all that's coming soon. That's coming before the end of the year. So those in Michigan as well. So hocmortgage.com, www.hocmortgage.com. Log on, get your mortgage. If you have any questions, give me a call, 832-775-8357. Just got a new toll-free number. So the new toll-free number is 888-418-1357. 888-418 1357. I'm not going to keep y'all too long, family. Again, I want to end off with God is a verb and personal responsibility is your only savior. With that, I'm going to say peace.